AP, New York. According to court records released on Friday, the judge concealed the fact that two of Sam Bankman-closest Fried's friends had defected from him so the cryptocurrency entrepreneur wouldn't be alarmed and resist extradition from the Bahamas. Before revealing that Carolyn Ellison and Gary Wang, the co-founders of the defunct cryptocurrency exchange FTX, had covertly admitted to fraud charges and were cooperating, which could result in them receiving leniency at sentencing, U.S. prosecutors in New York waited until Bankman-Fried was in FBI custody. When Bankman-Fried was in the air late on Wednesday, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams made the guilty plea announcements. Ellison, 28, and Wang, 29, pleaded guilty to crimes that could result in lengthy prison terms on Monday in federal court in Manhattan. At that hearing, Assistant U.S. Attorney Danielle Sassoon informed the judge that there were some glitches in the Bahamian courthouse on Monday that prevented Bankman-Fried from giving her assent to extradition. Sassoon informed U.S. District Judge Ronnie Abrams, "We're still expecting extradition soon, but given that he has not yet provided his consent, we think it might potentially defeat our law enforcement interests to extradite him." Before approving the request, the judge sought assurance from Ellison's attorney that there was no opposition. Bankman-Fried, 30, made an appearance in court on Thursday in New York. He was granted freedom on the condition that he spend the duration of his detention under house arrest in Palo Alto, California, with his parents. On Friday, there was increased security outside the house where he was staying, including a Stanford University security guard stationed around 50 yards, 46 meters, away from the house to deter onlookers. The president of the school resides nearby. After learning that her husband, a partner at the legal firm Davis Polk & Wardwell LLP, had counseled FTX in 2021 and had represented parties that might have been opposed to FTX and Bankman-Fried in other procedures, Abrams withdrew herself from the case's administration late Friday. Ellison served as the previous CEO of Alameda Research, a cryptocurrency hedge fund trading company owned by Bankman-Fried. The crypto exchange, FTX, was co-founded by Wang. To testify at Bankman trial, Frieds both consented. They are both accused of scamming clients and investors by illegally moving substantial quantities of client funds from FTX to spend lavishly on real estate, give money to political candidates, and engage in dangerous trades at Alameda. Ellison testified in court on Monday that she has worked hard to assist with the recovery of assets for the benefit of customers and to cooperate with the government's investigation since FTX and Alameda collapsed in November. According to Ellison, she was aware that Alameda had access to a borrowing facility at FTX.com from 2019 to 2022, allowing Alameda to keep negative balances in a variety of currencies. According to her, the arrangement's practical result was that Alameda had access to an unrestricted line of credit without having to post collateral, pay interest on negative accounts, or comply with liquidation procedures. If Alameda's FTX accounts had sizable negative balances in any currency, according to Ellison, it suggested that Alameda was borrowing money from FTX customers who had placed money into the exchange. Ellison stated that she was aware that Alameda had obtained short and long-term loans totaling several $1 billion from lenders outside the cryptocurrency sector to fund the investments. She and others agreed to borrow a few $1 billion from FTX to pay back those loans after lenders recalled several of them in June. "I understood that FTX would have to finance its loans to Alameda with client monies," she stated. The majority of FTX consumers did not anticipate that FTX would lend out their digital asset holdings and deposits to Alameda in this manner. "I also learned that many FTX customers invested in crypto derivatives. The full nature of the relationship between Alameda and FTX, particularly Alameda's credit arrangement, was not to be made public," Ellison added, agreeing with Mr. Bankman-Fried and others. Wang stated in his plea earlier on Monday that he altered the computer code to permit the transactions with Alameda. He confessed, "I knew what I was doing was wrong.